Question 1. What should you do if your bus breaks down on a highway during the daytime? A. Call for help and leave the bus immediately. B. Activate hazard lights and place a warning device 30 meters in front and behind the bus. C. Park in the middle of the road. D. Unload all passengers immediately. The answer is B. Activate hazard lights and place a warning device. Question 2. When must a driver activate the alternately flashing amber lights on a school bus? A. When the bus is parked. B. When loading passengers. C. When preparing to stop to load or unload passengers. D. When turning left. The answer is C. When preparing to stop to load or unload passengers. Question 3. What is the minimum licensing age to apply for a Class 2 driver's license in Alberta? A. 16. B. 17. C. 18. D. 21. The answer is C. 18. Question 4. What is the procedure for making a left turn in a bus at an intersection? A. Use the rightmost lane and turn sharply. B. Shift gears in the middle of the turn. C. Position the bus in the leftmost lane and do not shift gears during the turn. D. Wait until all traffic has passed and turn from the shoulder. The answer is C. Position the bus in the leftmost lane and do not shift gears during the turn. Question 5. How should a school bus driver handle a situation where students must cross the highway after getting off the bus? Let them cross immediately after unloading. B. Signal them to wait, establish a line of sight, and ensure it is safe before letting them cross. C. Allow them to cross behind the bus. D. Cross the road first to stop oncoming traffic. The answer is B. Signal them to wait, establish a line of sight, and ensure it is safe before letting them cross. Question 6. What is the maximum height allowed for commercial vehicles, including buses, on Alberta highways? A. 3.5 meters. B. 4.0 meters. C. 4.15 meters. D. 4.5 meters. The answer is C. 4.15 meters. Question 7. How often must a commercial bus in Alberta be inspected under the Vehicle Inspection Program? A. Every 6 months. B. Every 12 months. C. Every 2 years. D. Every 3 months. The answer is A. Every 6 months. Question 8. What is the primary purpose of performing a pre-trip inspection on a bus? A. To fill out required paperwork. B. To ensure the bus is clean. C. To identify any mechanical issues that could cause an accident. D. To check the bus schedule. The answer is C. To identify any mechanical issues that could cause an accident. Question 9. What is the required action if a school bus's alternating red lights are flashing while picking up or dropping off students? Proceed with caution. B. Stop and wait for the lights to stop flashing. C. Speed past quickly. D. Honk to alert the driver. The answer is B. Stop and wait for the lights to stop flashing. Question 10. How should a bus driver check the brake system during a pre-trip inspection? A. Apply the brakes while driving at high speed. B. Pump the brakes several times to test pressure. C. Perform a brake response test by moving the bus forward and applying the service brake. D. Only check the brakes at the end of the trip. The answer is C. Perform a brake response test by moving the bus forward and applying the service brake. Question 11. What is the minimum tread depth required for steering axle tires on a bus? A. 1.6 millimeters. B. 2.0 millimeters. C. 3.2 millimeters. D. 5.0 millimeters. The answer is C. 3.2 millimeters. Question 12. When transporting passengers with disabilities, what should the bus driver do? A. Ensure that the wheelchair restraints are properly secured. B. Drive faster to minimize travel time. C. Allow the passenger to sit in any available seat. D. Make frequent stops to ensure comfort. The answer is A. Ensure that the wheelchair restraints are properly secured. Question 13. What must a bus driver do after unloading all passengers at the end of a trip? A. Immediately turn off the bus. B. Check for lost items and clean the bus. C. Drive the bus to the nearest station for refueling. D. Conduct a final passenger count. The answer is B. Check for lost items and clean the bus. Question 14. What is the most important factor to consider when transporting children in a school bus? A. Ensuring the bus is always clean. B. Making sure students are seated properly and the bus follows a strict route. C. Driving as fast as possible to minimize trip duration. D. Letting students board or leave the bus wherever they want. The answer is B. Making sure students are seated properly and the bus follows a strict route. Question 15. Which of the following statements about fatigue management for commercial bus drivers is correct? A. Drivers are allowed to drive up to 18 hours straight. B. Drivers must take a break after driving for 13 hours. C. Fatigue is only a concern on long-distance trips. D. It is not necessary to rest if the driver feels alert. The answer is B. Drivers must take a break after driving for 13 hours. Question 16. What should a bus driver do when approaching a railway crossing? Speed up to cross quickly. B. Stop, listen, and look for trains before proceeding. C. Stop only if the lights are flashing. D. Proceed without stopping if there is no barrier. The answer is B. Stop, listen, and look for trains before proceeding. Question 17. What is the maximum number of passengers a Class 4 driver is permitted to transport in a bus? A. 12. B. 20. C. 24. D. 15. The answer is C. 24. Question 18. How often must a bus operator perform an en route check of the vehicle's condition? A. At every stop. B. After every 100 kilometers. C. Only when passengers are loading. D. During scheduled rest and check stops. The answer is D. During scheduled rest and check stops. Question 19. What must a bus driver ensure when transporting passengers with language barriers? A. Provide passengers with written instructions. B. Ask them to sit in the front of the bus. C. Ensure clear communication and provide assistance as needed. D. Play an instructional video before departure. The answer is C. Ensure clear communication and provide assistance as needed. Question 20. What action should a bus driver take during bad weather conditions? A. Speed up to get to the destination faster. B. Stop the bus immediately. C. Drive slowly and cautiously using low-beam headlights. D. Avoid using lights to prevent glare. The answer is C. Drive slowly and cautiously using low-beam headlights. Question 21. Which statement is true regarding the use of air brakes on a commercial bus? A. Air brakes require no maintenance. B. A Q endorsement is required to drive a bus with air brakes. C. Air brakes should be used only during emergencies. D. A bus with air brakes cannot operate on highways. The answer is B. A Q endorsement is required to drive a bus with air brakes. Question 22. What should be done if a minor defect is discovered during the bus inspection? Report it immediately and continue the trip. B. Ignore it if the bus is working fine. C. Stop the bus and call for repairs. D. Record the defect on the daily inspection report and report it to the carrier. The answer is D. Record the defect on the daily inspection report and report it to the carrier. Question 23. What is a key requirement when transporting vulnerable individuals on a bus? A. Provide entertainment. B. Keep the trip duration as short as possible. C. Ensure their safety, comfort, and secure seating. D. Stop frequently for breaks. The answer is C. Ensure their safety, comfort, and secure seating. Question 24. How should a bus driver handle an emergency situation, such as a fire on the bus? A. Evacuate all passengers, call emergency services, and use the fire extinguisher if safe. B. Try to put out the fire before alerting passengers. C. Speed up to get away from the fire. D. Continue driving until reaching a safer location. The answer is A. Evacuate all passengers, call emergency services, and use the fire extinguisher if safe. Question 25. What is required to upgrade from a Class 5 to a Class 2 driver's license in Alberta? A. Complete the mandatory entry-level training, MELT, for Class 2 drivers. B. Pass the vision test only. C. Drive for at least 10 years. D. Obtain a medical report but no road test. The answer is A. Complete the mandatory entry-level training, MELT, for Class 2 drivers. Question 26. What should you do if the school bus crossing arm malfunctions during a stop? Proceed without letting children cross the road. B. Let the children cross without using the crossing arm. C. Use hand signals and supervise students crossing safely. D. Drive to the nearest garage for repair immediately. The answer is C. Use hand signals and supervise students crossing safely. Question 27. When should a school bus driver use the red flashing lights? A. While driving through a school zone. B. when the bus is in motion. C. When loading or unloading passengers. D. When parked at a stop sign. The answer is C. When loading or unloading passengers. Question 28. What is required to perform a proper air brake test on a bus? Test the brakes only while the bus is moving. B. Perform a brake response test by using the foot valve and trailer hand valve. C. Rely solely on automatic systems to check the brakes. D. Skip the brake test if the bus has been recently serviced. The answer is B. Perform a brake response test by using the foot valve and trailer hand valve. Question 29. What is the primary purpose of the school bus safety crossing arm? A. To prevent students from entering the road. B. To signal other drivers to stop. C. To guide students safely across the front of the bus. D. To provide additional lighting. The answer is C. To guide students safely across the front of the bus. Question 30. How often are bus operators required to update their medical reports for licensing in Alberta after age 45? A. Every 5 years. B. Every 2 years. C. Every 10 years. D. Every year. The answer is B. Every 2 years. Question 1. What must a bus driver do if there is a defect discovered in the air brake system during a pre-trip inspection? A. Continue driving and check the brake later. B. Report the defect to the carrier and have it repaired before driving. C. Use the emergency brake instead. D. Perform a quick fix and proceed. The answer is B. Report the defect to the carrier and have it repaired before driving. Question 2. What is the legal requirement for using seatbelts on buses equipped with them? Seatbelts must only be worn by the driver. B. Passengers are not required to use seatbelts. C. Both the driver and passengers must wear seatbelts where fitted. D. Seatbelts are only required for passengers in the front seats. The answer is C. Both the driver and passengers must wear seatbelts where fitted. Question 3. How should a bus driver ensure that cargo is properly secured when transporting goods on a bus? A. Secure the cargo with a seatbelt. B. Place the cargo in the aisle of the bus. C. Ensure the cargo is immobilized and will not shift during transport. D. Allow passengers to hold the cargo. The answer is C. Ensure the cargo is immobilized and will not shift during transport. Question 4. What is required for a bus to be considered a school bus in Alberta? A. It must have a seating capacity of more than 30. B. It must meet the CSA D250 standards and be primarily used to transport students. C. It must have yellow paint and no flashing lights. D. It must be a foreign manufactured vehicle. The answer is B. It must meet the CSA D250 standards and be primarily used to transport students. Question 5. What are the main steps in completing a daily trip inspection for a commercial bus? A. Walk around the bus, check the brakes, lights, tires, and mirrors. B. Inspect only the interior of the bus. C. Check only the engine and fuel levels. D. Start driving and check for issues during the trip. The answer is A. Walk around the bus, check the brakes, lights, tires, and mirrors. Question 6. What is the maximum speed limit for a school bus traveling in a school zone when children are present? A. 30 kilometers per hour. B. 40 kilometers per hour. C. 50 kilometers per hour. D. 60 kilometers per hour. The answer is A. 30 kilometers per hour. Question 7. What should a bus driver do if they encounter a low clearance warning while driving a tall bus? A. Stop the bus and find an alternate route. B. Drive through at a slower speed. C. Reverse immediately. D. Continue driving if no passengers are on board. The answer is A. Stop the bus and find an alternate route. Question 8. In which situation is a bus driver required to yield to another vehicle? A. When merging into traffic on a highway. B. When driving in a residential area. C. When the other vehicle is at a four-way stop. D. When approaching a fire station with an emergency vehicle exiting. The answer is D. When approaching a fire station with an emergency vehicle exiting. Question 9. What is the maximum permissible blood alcohol concentration, BAC, for a commercial bus driver? A. 0.08%. B. 0.05%. C. 0%. D. 0.03%. The answer is C. 0%. Question 10. When should a school bus driver activate the red flashing lights while stopping to load or unload passengers? When the bus is fully stopped. B. When approaching the stop and at least 10 meters away. C. After passengers have boarded or exited. D. Only when unloading passengers on a highway. The answer is B. When approaching the stop and at least 10 meters away. Question 11. What is the appropriate following distance for a bus driver in ideal weather conditions? A. 1 bus length. B. 2 bus lengths. C. 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. D. 6 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. The answer is C. 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. Question 12. Which safety feature must be inspected and fully operational before driving a school bus? A. Windshield wipers. B. Crossover mirrors. C. Exhaust system. D. Backup camera. The answer is B. Crossover mirrors. Question 13. What is a key responsibility of the bus driver when transporting passengers with disabilities? A. Reduce speed throughout the journey. B. Ensure their mobility equipment is properly secured. C. Avoid talking to the passengers during the trip. D. Only use the front door for entry and exit. The answer is B. Ensure their mobility equipment is properly secured. Question 14. What action should a bus driver take when approaching a roundabout? A. Speed through to avoid slowing traffic. B. Stop completely before entering. C. Yield to traffic already in the roundabout. D. Enter the roundabout regardless of other vehicles. The answer is C. Yield to traffic already in the roundabout. Question 15. What type of emergency equipment is required to be on board a commercial bus? A. A fire extinguisher and first aid kit. B. A spare tire and fuel can. C. A tow rope and jumper cables. D. A flashlight and blanket. The answer is A. A fire extinguisher and first aid kit. Question 16. What is the purpose of en route inspections during a bus trip? A. To check for new passengers. B. To ensure the bus is still in safe operating condition. C. To refuel the bus. D. To allow passengers a break. The answer is B. To ensure the bus is still in safe operating condition. Question 17. What must a bus driver do when operating in mountainous areas? A. Drive in the center of the road to avoid falling rocks. B. Use a lower gear to maintain control on steep grades. C. Turn off headlights to avoid blinding oncoming traffic. D. Accelerate when going downhill to avoid stalling. The answer is B. Use a lower gear to maintain control on steep grades. Question 18. What is the appropriate action for a bus driver if passengers are unruly or causing a disturbance? A. Stop the bus and address the situation safely. B. Ignore the situation and continue driving. C. Drive faster to reach the destination sooner. D. Eject the passengers immediately. The answer is A. Stop the bus and address the situation safely. Question 19. When should a bus driver conduct a post-trip inspection? A. After parking the bus for the night. B. Before loading passengers for the return trip. C. Only when required by law enforcement. D. Before starting the engine. The answer is A. After parking the bus for the night. Question 20. What should a bus driver do to reduce glare during night driving? A. Use high beams at all times. B. Adjust the interior lighting and dim dashboard lights. C. Keep the bus lights off. D. Drive slower and use hazard lights. The answer is B. Adjust the interior lighting and dim dashboard lights. Question 21. When must a bus driver perform a post-trip inspection for school buses? A. Only if required by law. B. At the end of every trip. C. Before starting a new route. D. Only when passengers report issues. The answer is B. At the end of every trip. Question 22. What should a bus driver check during a pre-trip inspection of the tires? A. Only the tire color. B. Tread depth, inflation, and signs of damage. C. Tire pressure only. D. The size of the tire. The answer is B. Tread depth, inflation, and signs of damage. Question 23. What is the required action if a bus becomes stuck on a railway track? A. Attempt to push the bus off the track. B. Evacuate all passengers and move away from the bus. C. Stay inside the bus and call for help. D. Flash the headlights at an oncoming train. The answer is B. Evacuate all passengers and move away from the bus. Question 24. How often should a bus driver check their mirrors while driving? A. Every 30 seconds. B. every 5 to 8 seconds. C. Only when changing lanes. D. Once during the trip. The answer is B. Every 5 to 8 seconds. Question 25. What is the maximum speed a bus should travel in a school zone? A. 50 kilometers per hour. B. 40 kilometers per hour. C. 30 kilometers per hour. D. 60 kilometers per hour. The answer is C. 30 kilometers per hour. Question 26. What should a bus driver do if the oil pressure warning light comes on? A. Keep driving until the next stop. B. Stop the bus immediately and check the oil level. C. Reset the warning light and continue driving. D. Ignore the warning if the bus is running smoothly. The answer is B. Stop the bus immediately and check the oil level. Question 27. What is the required procedure when backing up a bus? A. Use only mirrors to guide the bus. B. Use a spotter to assist in backing up safely. C. Reverse quickly to minimize time spent in reverse. D. Ignore all blind spots. The answer is B. Use a spotter to assist in backing up safely. Question 28. What action should be taken if a school bus crosses a bridge with a height restriction lower than the bus's height? A. Continue driving slowly. B. Stop and find an alternate route. C. Lower the bus suspension. D. Reverse off the bridge. The answer is B. Stop and find an alternate route. Question 29. What should a bus driver do if the brakes fail while driving downhill? A. Turn off the engine. B. Use the emergency brakes and shift to a lower gear. C. Speed up to maintain control. D. Continue driving and look for a flat road. The answer is B. Use the emergency brakes and shift to a lower gear. Question 30. How often should a bus driver check the dashboard indicators during a trip? A. Only at the start of the trip. B. At regular intervals to monitor vehicle performance. C. When refueling the bus. D. Only if the bus shows signs of malfunction. The answer is B. At regular intervals to monitor vehicle. Question 1. What should a bus driver ensure before transporting students on a field trip? A. The bus route is the shortest one. B. All emergency exits are functional and clear of obstructions. C. The bus is filled to maximum capacity. D. There is no need for a pre-trip inspection. The answer is B. All emergency exits are functional and clear of obstructions. Question 2. What is the most important reason for checking a bus's tires during a trip? A. To maintain the tire warranty. B. To ensure proper traction and prevent blowouts. C. To check the tire brand. D. To reduce fuel consumption. The answer is B. To ensure proper traction and prevent blowouts. Question 3. How should a bus driver react when a passenger is feeling ill? Ignore the situation and continue driving. B. Stop at the nearest safe location and provide assistance. C. Allow the passenger to lie down on the floor. D. Speed up to reach the destination quickly. The answer is B. Stop at the nearest safe location and provide assistance. Question 4. What is a key responsibility of a bus driver during winter driving conditions? Drive faster to minimize exposure to icy roads. B. Ensure the bus is equipped with snow chains or proper winter tires. C. Avoid using the brakes when approaching a stop. D. Only use low beams in heavy snowfall. The answer is B. Ensure the bus is equipped with snow chains or proper winter tires. Question 5. When must a driver report defects found during a post-trip inspection? A. Before starting the next trip. B. Only if the defect is major. C. Immediately after completing the inspection. D. Within 24 hours. The answer is C. Immediately after completing the inspection. Question 6. How far should warning devices be placed behind and in front of a bus stopped on the highway? A. 10 meters. B. 20 meters. C. 30 meters. D. 50 meters. The answer is C. 30 meters. Question 7. What must a bus driver do when approaching a stopped school bus with its red lights flashing? A. Slow down and pass carefully. B. Stop and wait until the lights stop flashing. C. Overtake the bus on the right side. D. Honk to alert the bus driver. The answer is B. Stop and wait until the lights stop flashing. Question 8. What is the correct procedure for merging a bus onto a highway? A. Accelerate quickly to match traffic speed. B. Merge slowly without checking mirrors. C. Wait for a large enough gap in traffic, signal, and merge safely. D. Merge at any point, expecting other drivers to yield. The answer is C. Wait for a large enough gap in traffic, signal, and merge safely. Question 9. What should a bus driver do if an emergency vehicle approaches while the bus is in motion? A. Stop immediately, even if in the middle of the road. B. Continue driving until the emergency vehicle passes. C. Pull over to the side of the road and stop. D. Speed up to avoid the emergency vehicle. The answer is C. Pull over to the side of the road and stop. Question 10. What should a bus driver do if they detect a fuel leak? A. Continue driving until the leak stops. B. Stop the bus, evacuate passengers, and call for assistance. C. Patch the leak with available materials. D. Only stop if the leak is large. The answer is B. Stop the bus, evacuate passengers, and call for assistance. Question 11. What is the purpose of having clearance and marker lights on a bus? A. To illuminate the road ahead. B. To make the bus more visible to other drivers. C. To improve the bus's aesthetic appearance. D. To serve as backup lights. The answer is B. To make the bus more visible to other drivers. Question 12. What should a bus driver check during a pre-trip inspection of the brakes? A. Brake fluid level and brake pedal operation. B. Brake pedal only. C. Brake lights only. D. Only the front brakes. The answer is A. Brake fluid level and brake pedal operation. Question 13. What is the correct action if a bus gets stuck in snow or mud? Keep accelerating until the bus moves. B. Rock the bus back and forth gently. C. Spin the tires to get more traction. D. Turn off the engine and wait. The answer is B. Rock the bus back and forth gently. Question 14. When transporting passengers, what must a bus driver do to ensure comfort and safety? A. Stop frequently for rest breaks. B. Drive at a steady speed and avoid sudden braking. C. Allow passengers to switch seats during the trip. D. Play loud music to keep passengers entertained. The answer is B. Drive at a steady speed and avoid sudden braking. Question 15. What is a driver's primary responsibility when operating a bus with passengers? A. Ensuring all seats are filled. B. Prioritizing passenger safety at all times. C. Driving as fast as possible to avoid delays. D. Focusing only on the route. The answer is B. Prioritizing passenger safety at all times. Question 16. What is the correct procedure for handling a flat tire on a bus while driving? A. Accelerate to reach a service station faster. B. Slow down gradually, pull over, and stop in a safe location. C. Stop the bus immediately in the middle of the road. D. Continue driving if the bus feels stable. The answer is B. Slow down gradually, pull over, and stop in a safe location. Question 17. How should a bus driver respond to a student who refuses to follow safety rules on a school bus? Ignore the behavior and continue driving. B. Pull over and address the issue calmly and safely. C. Allow the student to leave the bus. D. Contact the police immediately. The answer is B. Pull over and address the issue calmly and safely. Question 18. What should be done if a school bus driver sees a hazard on the road ahead? Sound the horn and continue driving. B. Slow down, evaluate the hazard, and avoid it safely. C. Speed up to pass the hazard quickly. D. Switch lanes without signaling. The answer is B. Slow down, evaluate the hazard, and avoid it safely. Question 19. What should a bus driver do if the windshield wipers fail during heavy rain? A. Continue driving slowly. B. Stop at a safe location until the rain stops or the wipers are repaired. C. Speed up to reduce rain buildup. D. Use the rearview mirrors instead. The answer is B. Stop at a safe location until the rain stops or the wipers are repaired. Question 20. How should a bus driver assist passengers with limited mobility? A. Allow them to enter and exit the bus last. B. Ensure that ramps or lifts are functioning and assist them in boarding and exiting. C. Let them find their way onto the bus independently. D. Use the emergency exit for easier access. The answer is B. Ensure that ramps or lifts are functioning and assist them in boarding and exiting. Question 21. What is the purpose of the emergency exits on a bus? A. To allow for quicker boarding. B. To provide an alternative way to enter the bus. C. To be used in case of fire, collision, or other emergencies. D. To provide extra ventilation. The answer is C. To be used in case of fire, collision, or other emergencies. Question 22. What should a bus driver do if the engine overheats during a trip? A. Turn off the air conditioning and monitor the temperature. B. Keep driving until the next scheduled stop. C. Stop the bus immediately and call for repairs. D. Pour water on the engine to cool it down. The answer is A. Turn off the air conditioning and monitor the temperature. Question 23. How should a bus driver position the bus when stopping to load or unload passengers? A. In the middle of the road. B. Close to the curb or edge of the road. C. On a hill to assist in braking. D. In front of other vehicles. The answer is B. Close to the curb or edge of the road. Question 24. When should the rear view and side mirrors on a bus be checked during a trip? Only when changing lanes. B. At regular intervals and when preparing for any maneuvers. C. Only when approaching intersections. D. At the start of the trip and then no more. The answer is B. At regular intervals and when preparing for any maneuvers. Question 25. What is a bus driver's responsibility when transporting young children? A. Keep them seated and ensure they are safe throughout the trip. B. Allow them to roam around the bus as long as the door is closed. C. Play movies to keep them entertained. D. Let them choose where to sit and change seats freely. The answer is A. Keep them seated and ensure they are safe throughout the trip. Question 26. What is the correct action to take if a bus's door malfunctions while driving? A. Stop the bus and repair the door before continuing. B. Continue driving with the door open. C. Block the door and continue the trip. D. Only stop if passengers need to exit. The answer is A. Stop the bus and repair the door before continuing. Question 27. What should a bus driver do when transporting passengers with hearing or vision impairments? Allow them to sit wherever they want. B. Ensure they are safely seated and provide any necessary assistance. C. Provide no special accommodations. D. Ask them to sit at the back of the bus. The answer is B. Ensure they are safely seated and provide any necessary assistance. Question 28. What must be checked regarding the emergency brake system before starting a bus trip? A. It is securely fastened. B. It functions properly and holds the bus when applied. C. It is painted correctly. D. It has enough fluid. The answer is B. It functions properly and holds the bus when applied. Question 29. What is the purpose of the crossing arm on a school bus? A. To ensure children cross in front of the bus at a safe distance. B. To prevent other vehicles from passing the bus. C. To signal drivers to stop. D. To block the rear of the bus. The answer is A. To ensure children cross in front of the bus at a safe distance. Question 30. What must a driver do when transporting passengers with special needs on a school bus? Let them choose their seats freely. B. Ensure they are properly secured with seat belts or restraints. C. Allow them to stand if they prefer. D. Provide them with snacks during the trip. The answer is B. Ensure they are properly secured with seat belts or restraints. Question 31. What is the primary concern when driving a bus at night? A. Avoid using headlights. B. Reduce speed and increase following distance to adjust for limited visibility. C. Drive faster to reach the destination sooner. D. Keep interior lights off at all times. The answer is B. Reduce speed and increase following distance to adjust for limited visibility. Question 32. How should a bus driver respond to aggressive drivers on the road? Speed up to avoid them. B. Stay calm, maintain a safe distance, and avoid engaging with them. C. Honk repeatedly to get their attention. D. Follow them to report their actions. The answer is B. Stay calm, maintain a safe distance, and avoid engaging with them. Question 33. What should a bus driver do when approaching an intersection with limited visibility? A. Speed through to avoid stopping. B. Slow down, cover the brake, and be prepared to stop. C. Ignore the visibility and drive normally. D. Rely on other vehicles to yield. The answer is B. Slow down, cover the brake, and be prepared to stop.